So M3GAN was a huge hit over the weekend, very unexpectedly, cracked into $30 million, 30.2 to be exact. So we're going to talk about it because there's a lot of franchise implications, and that means that there's a lot of potential. So we're going to go over it. So exceeding all expectations, against its $12 million budget, it made $30.2 million. So even assuming that including marketing budget, that it was twice as much as the production cost, that's still in excess of over $7 million in its opening weekend. So this movie easily already turned a profit, and that pretty much means that a sequel is inevitable. But I think there's more to it than that. And this also makes me think that a potential crossover is also in the cards with another killer doll. You know what I'm talking about? But we'll go over that. Now, the one kind of bummer about it is that this definitely ensures that the franchise will remain PG-13. But the thing, though, this was always going to happen because basically, if the movie failed, they just wouldn't make a sequel anyway. So this thing was either going to stay PG-13 or the franchise was going to fail and we would get no sequels no matter what. So this is kind of what we are going to come to expect from this franchise, and that doesn't bug me if they keep things R when hopefully Chucky comes around. But besides that, not only is M3GAN a commercial success that made a lot of money, it's a critical success too. People seem to be liking it. It's got a 94% critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes, 80% audience rating, which I think that's what really matters. But regardless, IMDb score of 6.7, which might not sound high, but when you think about it and think about other movies that have scored that lower or around that, that is a good score, especially for a horror movie. Even just staying in the killer doll realm, the first original and much beloved, one of my favorite movies, Child's Play, has a 6.6 on IMDb. And yeah, it's got a lot more people who have seen it over the years, a lot more people have rated it, but that's still like a good comparison, the metric to kind of take a look at. Obviously, M3GAN's not better than the first Chucky movie, but still, I'm just comparing scores, seeing what the temperature's like with people, how much they like it, and they seem to really be liking it. But cutting to the heart of it, talk about sequels, talk about franchise plans, there's been a lot of chatter about it. I think they didn't want to count their chickens and announce a sequel prematurely and just kind of see how the movie did, and if it did well, then they were definitely going to announce a sequel. And I think it's pretty safe to say we're definitely getting a sequel. What that looks like just kind of remains to be seen. I assume that it's going to be PG-13, assuming that it's M3GAN's own movie. I don't know if they're going to bring back the original cast and everything. I assume they probably will, but there's a lot of potential though to bring back this M3GAN character. Is pretty easy because her AI consciousness is obviously still alive. She'll probably be rebuilt in some way, or maybe even rebuild herself with technology, because she could be anywhere, so it would be pretty easy to bring her back. And I think you could go bigger. You could see potentially maybe a bigger M3GAN, maybe something else. There's just a lot of ways to bring this character back and add new things that are more interesting, especially when you talk about how there's AI involved. There's pretty much unlimited potential for that. But something that a lot of people are rightly pointing out is that Universal owns Blumhouse. They also own Chucky, two killer dolls, both successful franchises now. So I think a crossover would be amazing. Even Don Mancini posted on his Instagram congratulating M3GAN on doing well and kind of just welcoming the character into the club of killer doll movies. And I'd love to see this horror matchup because we haven't really gotten that since Freddy vs. Jason, any kind of horror crossovers, and I'd love to see it. I kind of wanted Chucky to cross over with Leprechaun. That just kind of felt like the most likely option for that character, but having the new versus the old I think would be really cool. I'd love to see that, and they did talk about that even before the movie came out. But overall, there's a lot to take away from it. Clearly was a success. We're clearly going to get more of this character in some form or another. I just hope that if they bring Chucky into it, that they keep things rated R, because I feel like you can't really bring Chucky into the PG-13 realm, but M3GAN obviously could be brought into the R realm, and a lot of people would watch it. There's a lot of fans of both these movies, both these now franchises. I don't know if I'd consider M3GAN a franchise yet, but she will be one, clearly. So overall, we'll see how it goes, and I'm glad this movie did well, and I'm glad that we're going to get more. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Have a good one.